Who in the hell are you?
I'm John Cena.
How can we go back to rewrite this from the start? Back when our world glowed from just a spark. Stuck inside this atmosphere, watching my light just disappear. And all the things that I'd forgotten while you were here, now I remember them all so clear. Just give me one more time, I'll swim through the high tide, I'll stand on the front lines, I'll give it all just to see your face and tell you it's alright to hold you for one night. Just give me one more time. Yeah, Mr. I don't need her. Now I think about her constantly though. If they made a machine that could register how cold my heart was off the meter. Now that that time is gone, I remember her favorite song. In the spot in the middle of her back, she would laugh when I put my fingers on. Until the end of everything, and I'm gone and buried. You're the only one I ever loved like this, and baby, I hope you hear me.
Tonight, I officially announce my retirement from the WWE.
Just give me one more time, I'll swim through the high tide, I'll stand on the front lines, I'll give it all just to see your face and tell you it's alright to hold you for.
Hey, Rock! Go yourself!
Just give me one more time. I'm still alive, I still feel you. So many words I never told you. I'm still alive, I still feel you. So many words I never told you. I'm still alive, I still feel you. So many words I never told you. I'm still alive, I still feel you. So many words I never told you. Just give me one more time, I'll swim through the high tide, I'll stand on the front lines, I'll give it all just to see your face and tell you it's alright to hold you for one night. Just give me one more time.
That is John Cena.
Just give me one more time, I'll swim through the high tide, I'll stand on the front lines, I'll give it all just to see your face and tell you it's alright to hold you for one night. Just give me one more time.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ring Post Daily Podcast. And this is not only a special episode for one reason. First off, it is our return episode in a while. And we ain't been on in a minute, but things are getting back on track. We'll get it back on track. But it's our first returning episode in a minute. And also, it is our John Cena episode. You can call it a tribute, a farewell episode, whatever you want to call it. But it is. I can't remember the last time and I can't believe the last time we actually did like an episode that was on an actual wrestler himself, worldwide, that is. So this is a big deal for an episode because we're focusing on one guy, we're focusing on it all, and his name is John Cena. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah. And before we get into it, how you guys doing tonight?
The RPD Prophecy Champ is doing very great.
I missed that title.
The Brotherhood champion is doing even better.
Okay.
Both y'all with titles, me over here single like all the single ladies.
Got your mic and your chain.
Oh yeah, I guess I ain't that long, but no. So before we get started, what do you guys think about it all coming to an end? Start off with you, Ty. What do you think? It's all coming to an end. Not next weekend, not in a week, but we have literally days. I think like 3 days and so many hours left. We got less than 4 days of this, guys. Tyreek, give us a quick comment on how you feel about this coming up.
Well, I feel, I'd enjoy the moments, the pay-per-views as they go on and, the moments that he shared. And pretty much, I told myself I didn't want to really think about the goodbye part until like it got closer. And I think it started to get like real, I think, when he had maybe 3 to 4 dates left, I was just like, oh, that's coming up. That's 4 dates. That's crazy. And then I think literally sometime last week, like then I was just like, I feel like that's when I started like realizing, okay, like I'm starting to say goodbye, and I'm starting like it's not even just I guess my way of doing that was like since I felt that, I just haven't stopped watching Cena. I've watched Cena like every day now. And so
how old are you?
I am 24.
What year were you born, Ty?
I was born in 2001. So
if you were born in 2001 and you got into wrestling, let's say by the age of 5, you've seen Cena your entire life.
Yeah, I kind of got in wrestling when I was 8, and that's when Cena was on top, of course. That was just ultimate, PG Cena and everything. And so Cena's probably the person who made me, love wrestling. And when I seen him, I was the fan of him like first, probably. And yeah, it's just crazy because like me, yeah, it's like me like I said, me saying goodbye is like not on just December 13th. It's like this whole like week or something, like because me just watching it and just coming to terms with it, it's crazy.
Yeah,
because
it's like
it's been so long.
For me, it feels like that last day of summer times a million.
And when I even like became, I became a young teenager or whatever, and even drew back from wrestling for a while, and then you guys know, of course, fell back in love with it as an adult. And but then I'd always keep up with what John Cena was doing, WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. Like I literally just pay attention to those. I just wanted to see what was going on because things that shit. But as time went on, I watched less and less, and then of course I watch what I do now. But I always kept up with just what he was doing. So it was, yeah, it's because it's been that much part of my life, I guess, from just like, me starting at 8 and being super fan till, I don't know, like 13, 14 or whatever, and then just tuning in with him through my teens and then, me becoming an adult like at 18, 19 and starting to watch it again and love it more. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel on the 13th. I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy it for what it is and yeah, see
enjoy one last ride.
Yes.
Well, how about you, Eddie? How do you feel about this coming up? We're not just talking about, we talk about wrestling and we know what it is behind the scenes. but this is not fake or scripted, as some would say. But this is the real deal. And how do you feel, Eddie, about this being something real and authentic coming to an end this Saturday?
I find it almost as crazy as obnoxious as your voice is. Cena has been a constant since I was a wee little boy. Let's say since I was personally watching and knowing of what professional wrestling was / WWE. I only knew one guy at the top up until I don't know 2014, 2015, whenever SummerSlam happened with Brock, and it was John Cena.
Yeah, that was 14, I think. No,
Yeah,
that was 15 or 16.
No, it was 14.
That was 15.
It was
Was
14.
it? Oh, it was. It was. You're right. Yeah. Hey, Eddie's right and I'm wrong. What's new?
but to kind of elaborate on that, and then to see what he did, post from that with the U.S. Open Challenge and all that, it's admirable because
Absolutely.
even though we think of all these wrestlers as superhumans, we are human at the end of the day. And every time you fall back in that ring or misfall on the outside or get slammed a little hard, it takes a toll. And to be able to do that, I'd say pretty much 365 for a solid 15 years, and then to keep doing it afterwards sporadically when needed, it says a lot about who he is as a professional.
And his passion.
And then to not come in, his passion too. Yes, he doesn't come in and half-heartedly do anything.
Absolutely.
Like I may not agree with the postal loyalty and respect thing. I think all those things are earned. You don't just get those. You have to earn those things. However, he has stood on those for the longest time, and the only reason he didn't is because he was asked to do it for the fans in general, like for the bigger picture, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I interpret the Cena siding with The Rock, as he did something that he thought the fans would find interesting and different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did
Because
what
he
he
was
thought he
convinced to
had
do
to
so.
do, but in the end,
He-
it's like you didn't have to do that. We
Right.
loved you for you no matter what. It's funny you say that because, in a way, Cena has made his villains heroes because he shows you, like, I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, but you still have a purpose. You show people what not to do. And I'm the one that has to show them, like, the way and prove you for the fraud and everything you are. Like, yeah, for Cena being a hero, he is such a hero, I think, that he has actually
creates some of the best
made the
villains.
villains a hero in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And that too, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. And, like, to me, this whole thing,
CM Punk's the best example of that, in my opinion, probably.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I'll answer the same question here real quick before we get started with the other things. Yeah, to me, this whole thing coming up Saturday, I can't take it. I can't take it. It's all I've been thinking about for days because I was born, like, I'm old, I'm probably like the grandpa of the podcast, and I was born in '93, and getting into wrestling, I'd say probably around '96 and stuff when I was old enough to watch TV. Cena's been there my entire childhood and adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to see it be coming to an end because for me, I thought Undertaker's streak coming to an end and then him retiring. Both times I thought that was the end of an era for me. When Vince McMahon left WWE, end of an era for me. This is like not just the end of an era.
It does feel like that.
This, to me, this isn't just the end of an era. This is like the ending of an actual book. Okay, not just a chapter, not just a a story, but the entire book from cover to cover. This Saturday, he writes the last page, and I don't know how. I don't know how. I'm glad let's just say this. I'm glad I'm gonna be alone when I watch this because I don't know how I, at 32, about to be 33 in January, is going to handle this. I do not know. When I heard Michael Cole on commentary a week or so ago say, I don't know how I'm going to react, I was like, me, bro. That's been me since he announced his retirement. I don't know how I'm going to take this. And I will say that the past year that he's actually been wrestling, it's been an awesome ride. I mean, every match has felt like main event quality, and yeah, it just feels like not the end of an era. It feels like the end of an actual book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy. And a few things about him is like John Cena's held over 41 titles total, 41 titles in WWE and 43 titles total in all different wrestling. And we're talking about like 14 WWE titles, uh, World Heavyweight titles, United States Intercontinental titles, tag teams, and that's not even counting 11 Slammy Awards, 2 Royal Rumbles, and a Money in the Bank. When he retires and it's all said and done, his career will have total 43 titles. 3 outside of WWE and 2 inside, and the rest in WWE. He has over 80 television credits and 35 plus movie credits. He's a Grand Slam champion, a Triple Crown champion, a 6-time WrestleMania main eventer, and a 23-year-old WWE veteran. And he's also won awards for things like NCAA, Make-A-Wish, Guinness World Records, Rolling Stone, Sports Illustrated, Ohio Valley Wrestling, and even Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Um, this guy, all that we just named, all that I just listed off, those are uh, a lot of wrestlers would be happy if they touched 5% of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he has done that and more. And he said that when I get my 17th title, I want to shake the hand of the guy who gets 18. Well, now I think he's been 18 and he's got to shake the hand of 19 one day. So Cena has not just left his mark in wrestling, but I think everyone says, oh, well, if it wasn't for Hogan and it wasn't for Austin and these guys. But I honestly, in my heart, think before we get started, I honestly think without Cena, WWE is not as big as it is today. It's not what it is today. And I think Cena has made WWE bigger than Hogan and Austin combined and anything else that anyone else could try to make it. And with all those out of the way, we're going to get to our first question for the group, and we'll start off with Eddie this time. What does John Cena mean to WrestleMania? Your opinion, your time.
You either Cena to Mania means either A, you've made, like, say you're the one facing Cena, either A, you're about to be that guy, or B, you are that guy. Because, I mean, I know Big Show isn't the most notable, but, you know, he's the freaking Big Show. Then you go JBL, first world champion, and then so on and so forth. Every name that he faced, they had either intended on them to have big main event pushes, or they were already established. And just Cena at Mania too, you gotta think about the entrances. The entrances Cena had at Mania.
Absolutely.
That
Movie
I would say
trailer quality entrances.
exactly. But yeah, the big time is probably how if I just wanted to simplify it, the big time.
And that's a pretty good answer too, because I was thinking of like what Cena meant to Mania. I never really thought of it on that side of what it means to face him at Mania. So that's a good aspect that I didn't even think of. I'm thinking of Cena going into Mania, but I never thought of the guy going into Mania against him. So that's a really good outlook on that. I like that. What about you, Ty? What does Cena mean to WrestleMania to you?
Uh, I think it's still kind of I still kind of feel this today, and as I was growing up, I think I always just felt that it's a different like kind of perspective, but kind of the same as like Eddie. It's like a WrestleMania felt big time if it had John Cena on it. Like that's just in my head. Like if there was gonna be a big like just a Mania as a kid, I wanted to see like John Cena was always there and always had either the main event match or just one of the bigger matches. Like I just remember I believe it was well, I don't think he showed up for Mania at 37 and 38. And
Hmm.
it I
I think 35 too.
yeah. And uh I don't think I like those any less because he wasn't there, but it almost seems like something's missing. It just did. Like I don't know why, just because of how I view Mania and the fact, my first one, he wins the WWE Championship against Batista at 26. And it wasn't the main event, but he that's just who he was, and he just won championships. And I just remember always going back to his previous matches that I hadn't watched live. That time YouTube was just starting to develop and become what it is now, or barely.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
it, I'd go, and at that time, didn't really have smartphones, and I was, really young anyway, so I'd watch it on old laptops or desktop, and I just go, through
Yeah, because like
YouTube
maybe
channel, YouTube, just seeing,
cause maybe the first iPod Touch came out at that time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, uh, I would just go on there and uh see his previous, matches with, Randy Orton and Triple H in that triple threat. And of course he didn't win that, but with Kurt Angle as well, and Shawn and a lot of his previous matches. And I just started to get it. Like, just that, year by year. Like that's why I remember just being a kid, just so like uh of course I knew the finish of WrestleMania like 27 when Miz beat him, but I was just like, even with The Rock helping him, how did Miz beat Cena? I couldn't believe it. And uh and then each May after that, I just think that my mind naturally thinks what Eddie said in a slightly different way. Big time WrestleMania is that's what makes it big. A bigger WrestleMania is him just being there, even if he just pops out and has a cameo almost, or not a cameo, but a segment.
Yeah.
Look how he helps with Cody in WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. Right? It made it feel bigger.
Well, like we said, he's a 6-time WrestleMania main eventer. And when we say that, we mean like actual competing last final match on the card. And to me, like John Cena to WrestleMania, that's like the American dream. Because we're talking about a guy who started off at 6 years old, paper championships in his basement, 0 fans, to selling out stadiums of hundreds of thousands of people holding gold and leather straps and winning the actual thing.
Hmm.
Like that's amazing to see the pictures and the story of, yeah, I was a kid wrestling in a basement and had nobody watching, and now I can't get eyes off me.
Hmm.
Whether it's on the movie screen or the wrestling ring. Yeah, to me, John Cena at WrestleMania, it's like a culmination of, as a kid, I wanted it and I fell out of it. I fell back in it and I wanted it again and I went and got it.
Hmm.
So to me, John Cena and what he means to WrestleMania in one big bundle means, like, never give up, obviously. Never give up. You can get there. And I don't know. It just means so much. I mean, to me, he is what WrestleMania is. A lot of people grew up with Hulk Hogan in the 80s and stuff, and that's what Mania meant to them. Taker and the Streak, some could say that, and so many other wrestlers and legends. But to me, it was Cena that really made me be like, wow, WrestleMania is like where you want to get at, where you want to be at. And I don't know, just from holding paper titles and zero fans in a basement to leather and gold and hundreds of thousands of people and stadiums and countries and whatever else. I mean, yeah, that's awesome. And I think because of Cena, WrestleMania moments mean more. I think because of Cena, those holding your title over your shoulder at the main event, at the show of shows, I think that's actually generated a couple generation of fans maybe to think one day like that's what I want to do. I want to hold that title in that corner at that event that guy John Cena did. So I think John Cena sets the tone of Mania. I think he raises the stakes, and I do like too that at WrestleMania, that's when Cena went out. I mean, he always went out, but at WrestleMania, if Cena was on the card, that's one of the matches, if not the match of the night that you signed up to go and see. Not counting how many people flew hundreds and thousands of miles just to go to a WrestleMania to either A, visit or see or meet or just watch their hero. That's WrestleMania. That's what it's about. And fun fact, everyone thinks his WrestleMania debut, which it was at WrestleMania 20, but he debuted at WrestleMania 19 in a little rap battle. He came out with a cardboard cutout of Eminem and whatnot, I think, and did a little rap battle. So he technically debuted at WrestleMania 19.
Ooh, was that in Seattle?
At the
that
show.
was in Seattle, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Yep. And he debuted at that. That was his first Mania, but WrestleMania 20 was his first Mania competing. Mm. And it's so funny, like Eddie said, it's about who you go against and all that. Now you think about it, when he went into WrestleMania 20 in his first match and all this and that, and years after that, you're like, okay, let's see where this goes. Let's see what he can bring to Mania. Now he became such a big star, it was like, what can Mania bring to him? Pretty big star to do all that.
To Cena. He was also one of the first ones to do the extravagant entrances too. Like I know they had live music occasionally, but like as far as like, I mean, I remember watching back WrestleMania 25 with the army of Cenas going down.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I need, an army of Eddie Wades right as they go down to the ring to defend my title.
Well, Eddie Wade, as Austin Michaels might kick me out of the Brotherhood, but I'm not going to deny you this. I'll give you credit. You are a good wrestler. You are probably one of the best TSW has. You are a champion, whether it's good or bad, love or hate. And yeah, your opinion matters more than mine, I think, because you are a champion right now and you've been a champion. So yeah, I take your I take your answers and stuff not so lightly. I respect your answers.
I told all y'all this would happen. It's just a matter of time, man. Like anyway, you got to get out now. The Brotherhood's gonna come for you and do the same thing to you. You're gonna be out, and you're gonna be just there with nothing. You got to get out now.
The night that Joey gets fired, I win my first singles title. Coincidence? I think not.
I know. We see this in wrestling. People like Austin Michaels. They use young wrestlers, man.
I'm really glad I turned the air on because I'm glad I turned the air on because that one burnt. But as good as Eddie Wade is, back to our next question, and we'll start off with Ty. Who is your favorite John Cena rivalry? And in a brief description, why? And I love this too because there is no wrong answers, and there's going to be people that agree with everybody or don't agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no wrong answers here. I love this.
Man.
I know it's hard.
I think it's my, obvious, but mine is Randy Orton. Just, that's what I grew up on. It's like they were, of course, got into, I probably, I wouldn't say that maybe I did, I just don't remember. But, I probably got into wrestling when I was 8, when I was, probably late 2009. I don't remember watching, their beginning with the I Quit matches and, all that stuff. I just remember going back on YouTube and watching them because I just was seeing them now on the screen. And to me, they were just the two guys on top, and they'd always just, you see them in Royal Rumbles, face off, and, they have that stare down, about their history, or, they walk past each other during a segment, or like I remember God, let me see if I can remember who was part of this. It was Night of Champions 2010. It was like a 6-pack challenge, and it was Randy Cena.
Oh.
I think it was Wade Barrett.
Hold on.
It might have been
Okay, I
Sheamus.
know. Hold on. I know which match you're talking about. List them off, and I'll tell you if you're right. So it was
Randy
Cena and who?
Randy Orton.
Okay, right.
John Cena. It was definitely Wade Barrett.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Was it?
Nope. Because I think I know exactly which one you're talking about.
No, it was star-studded. That's right. What? Chris Jericho and Edge.
You're talking about a 6-pack challenge, right?
Yeah. So it
Nope.
was elimination. Wow. Wait, Chris and Edge were in there?
It was John Cena, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, Mick Foley,
I'm not talking about. No, I'm not talking about that. No, this one was in 2010.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like,
Yeah, no.
because I remember that.
There was one. I think that's right. It was like Randy. I think it was Randy, Cena, Wade, Edge, Chris Jericho, and I think another babyface. Like just a really, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just remember
Jerry Lawler, I believe.
Yeah, could have been, but I just remember that match.
In 2010,
I think
2011.
Yeah. I think I'm to
Well, yeah, because that'd be when that would be when Jerry the King got his title match against Miz and was doing a small little run.
Yeah, but I remember them always making like even a moment like that of that 6-pack challenge, they like would always face off. I think Randy might have even eliminated him in that match, and like the final two were like Randy and it might have been Wade, I don't know, but anyway, that's my favorite, and I always watch. And I guess my I guess highlight of that rivalry and why it's my favorite, like I guess the one moment that I like is that whole championship ascension ceremony in 2013. I went to the SmackDown after that, so I watched that. Like of course, everybody talks about when the Yes movement. It was in Seattle, and they were chanting Yes, and Daniel Bryan was over and everything. But just both of their promos and just both of them being champion, both top of the champion. In fact, that they were unifying it, and they just were still, I was still watching wrestling week to week at that point. It was like, that was just like the match of all matches. And the fact that I went to the Go Home SmackDown show, because it was in, that was in, at the time I was living in Portland. And of course, that Monday was in Seattle because they were doing the Yes chants, and, Portland, they went to SmackDown for Portland, and then the pay-per-view was probably in California. But yeah, so all those highlights with that promo in particular, because they were just spitting off so much like truth in that promo. Like I know we talk about their matches a lot, but that promo in particular, like he was talking about, Randy being an Nepo baby and all this other stuff. Randy was kind of just going on and on how he was the best and everything, and Cena's telling him how he always needed help for everything and always hiding behind people, and it was just a great promo. I always go back and watch that.
Well, the reason it's probably hard to remember which match is because they have fought, according to my notes and stuff that I constantly take, even when we're not doing podcasts, they've wrestled hundreds of times that we don't even know of. And they wrestled in promotions like NWA and OVW. They wrestled in like OVW and another indie promotion, and then Saturday night main events, Raws, SmackDowns, live events, which I got to see a John Cena, Randy Orton live event at Cincinnati, and it was awesome. I loved it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But yeah, they've wrestled matches since. Well, hang on here. They've wrestled matches since July 28th, 2001 to Backlash 2025. So there are hundreds of matches there that we have not seen. There are matches they wrestled before they were, who they were. Yeah, the Cena Orton rivalry, it's not just a rivalry. It is like we started together and we ended it together. So that's a good answer. I do like that. Orton is definitely one of his best rivalries. And I'll go next. Mine is also Randy Orton. I mean, you had people like Hogan and Savage, Austin and Rock, Taker and Kane, Brett and Michaels. It goes on and on. But to me, Cena and Orton is that one. And I think a dance partner is only good as his dance partner with him, and they both complement each other like that. And I remember it's like you said, Ty. I remember back in like when that ceremony was going on and everything. I was pumped, but everybody was like, "I'm tired of seeing Cena and Orton," and I was like, "Dude," I'm sitting there thinking at that time too, like probably 10 years ago. I'm sitting there thinking like, "Bro, you don't know how many times we're gonna get this match, and you don't know what this rivalry and this feud and what we could get out of it still." And everyone's hating on it, and it's like, you don't have to get Cena and Orton every year, but when they bring it to the table, just know, hey, these two guys ain't going out there pussyfooting. These guys are going out there and they trust, no, and because they trust each other and they're so good together, they know how to do a match. And I can't think of one match where it's been Cena and Orton one-on-one and one's walked out hurt because of the other. Rollins broke Cena's nose and Orton hurt H before, or H hurt Orton before, but I don't remember them two hurting each other because they have what they call chemistry. They have what they call, a bond in that ring. And
The only, not to interject, if
you're fine.
the
Well,
only one I can think of,
you probably do, but go ahead.
you're right. But I was just gonna say I could be mistaken, but it may. I think it was Cena. Whenever Cena was injured in '07 and came back in '08, I think that happened from not a full blown match. I think it was a post match attack. Wherever he was like slammed onto the side of the chair, his shoulder landed weird or something.
Yeah.
But that's not to take away from the fact that like they do have good chemistry. Anybody can get hurt working anybody. It doesn't matter how many times you've worked them. It can happen. But no, I do think that is a very good pick. But continue what you were saying.
No, that. I mean, I was pretty much done. I was just saying, like, Orton is like every yin has its yang and all that they say, sun and moon and all that. That's what Cena is to Orton and what Orton is to Cena. They are each other's. I think they define each other when it comes to a rivalry in wrestling. Who is your greatest rivalry? Well, it's hard to say his wasn't Cena. Who is his? It's hard to say not Orton. That's crazy. Because you could say, like, oh, The Undertaker's is Kane, but his best match was against Michaels. Okay, that's a fair assumption and an opinion. But when it comes to Orton and Cena, they cross paths, and it's like it's a hard competition to say that they're not the best for each other. And I'm there with Ty. It's Randy Orton for me. What about you, Eddie? What do you think? Who's your favorite Cena rivalry and why?
Honorable mention to Edge. If I had been watching more when I was younger, it would have taken the spot for the stuff that did happen throughout it. But for me personally, through what I experienced, I have to say CM Punk.
Well, I can see it's a good answer. Do you have a reason why? Any favorite matches come from it or moments?
Money in the Bank 2011 for matches. And
awesome.
what I liked is the fan, like the WWE universe at that point, like you said, some of them were sick of PG Cena. I can't say that I was one of them at the time, but I can sympathize with that a little bit.
I was sitting here.
And it didn't take long for me to sympathize with Punk later on with that, and you'll see why here. Because Punk was calling out everything that was happening. Cena always getting the title shots. Not saying he didn't earn them, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's there, it's there. And the pop bomb. Everybody gives a lot of the credit to CM Punk. That doesn't work with anybody else but Cena. Maybe a Randy, but that's it. Cena or Randy is the only two it works for because Triple H wasn't full time, and the only two it would have made sense. And then just in fact, like just the whole thing that the momentum that Punk rode off of that feud too, and I mean even Cena it tied into his feud with The Rock, who at that time probably still to this day thinks he's bigger than wrestling. So you got to do something pretty special to tie him with that, in my opinion.
Edge was a tough one for me too because I think without Cena, we don't really get that a-hole person Edge we hated, and he
Probably not.
becomes the main eventer. I think Cena played a lot into that, and that's when Cena was just dropping the rap stuff. Like, he dropped it shortly after that, like after he came to Raw anyways. So yeah, like Edge was a very good one. And the honorable mentions I'll bring up because I know fans like consider that his favorite rivalry too. Is you can't forget people like Sheamus, who he actually put on the map. You can't forget people like Bray Wyatt, who was able to
Take the
show
loss.
more creativity because Cena was Cena, and hey, my match with him, we're gonna do what we want. Let us roll.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yeah. Oh my God, and like I'll just throw out there like for like a second that match we saw this year at what was it?
Crown Jewel.
It wasn't Wrestle Crown Jewel. That match we saw them at Crown Jewel, 40-minute match, and it never got boring. I loved it. One of the best
Cena
matches I think of both
Michaels
guys' career.
and Cena Batista as well. Both of those are also some
Yeah,
very good ones.
yeah. There's Batista, and I mean, there's so many of them. I really did like his feud with Umaga though. That was fun.
Yeah, if that could have went on into like the early 2010s, that could have been something good too, something
Which
special.
another fun fact about the whole rivalry thing, which I totally forgot. Never mind. My head's got so many facts in it right now. But I'll get back to it if I remember it. So the next one I'll start off, and it's the question will be, what do you wish? Who do you wish John Cena could have faced? Who do you wish could have faced John Cena? And to me, I'd say, man, I'd like to see him at least go one-on-one with I can't say his first name. He's in AEW.
Takeshita. Yeah.
Takeshna? Yeah. Him or Okada. Them are the two answers for me. I've gotten into more New Japan over the year thanks to AEW and stuff, so I guess AEW is not all that bad for me. But yeah, I see them too, and I'm like, dude, those two guys in a Cena match, they could do the ultimate heel. But that's mine. If I had to say WWE wise, I'd say 90, like peak Stone Cold. Attitude Era Stone Cold at the top, can't be touched. 316 shirts, can't get enough of them. That one. So if I had to say WWE wise, it's Stone Cold in his peak. If it's outside of WWE, I would say Okada or Takeshita. I know I'm saying their name wrong, but I'm working on it. What about you, Eddie? Who would you have liked to see Cena face that he hasn't faced? That's the hard part here, guys. He hasn't faced him. You wish you could have seen the one-on-one match. Who you got, Eddie? And it could be anyone. WWE, past, present, future. outside of WWE, if he's a wrestler and he's your guest, he's right.
You know, this one might come out of left field, but the first name that popped into my head was Kyle Fletcher. Well, behind mine, but
Okay.
Kyle Fletcher.
I see more Fletcher and Orton, but I could see that. It'd be a good. I think it'd be a
That's why I
good
think.
like,
That's
hey,
why I
let's
think it'd
make
be
this.
good for Cena because they conflict so well, and I think with I feel like a tag team with Orton and Fletcher would be where the money at with those two would be.
I feel like Fletcher would overwhelm him a bit in the ring and make him step up and be like, "Oh shit, he's like coming at me 100 miles an hour with these kicks and everything," and you have to figure out something to deal with that.
So you're saying who, Eddie?
Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. Not a bad one. I can see that being like a good, like, hey, we're going to try to get you on the map. We're going to put you in there. We're giving you a chance, but it's the biggest chance you're going to get. Yeah, I can see that.
I love what AEW is doing with him right now.
I like him
can't get
too. He
enough
reminds me
Kyle
of a
Fletcher.
younger, cockier, much more pretty boy Randy Orton. And I like that. I do. I think if he keeps going, he could be as big as Orton. What about you,
Satan
Tyreek?
himself in his corner.
Sorry.
AKA, I just said with Satan himself in his corner, AKA Don Callis.
For real, that dude is there's something wrong with. He's like, there's a lot of like,
Him and his bald head.
yeah, he's growing in numbers. He's like getting the whole AEW roster. There's Satanism in the AEW roster. They're following the devil, man. Something's happening.
So who do you got, Tyreek? Who do you wish you could have seen him face? It's hard. Which, fun fact, by the way, the Callis, he wrestled in WWE as a manager, and he was known as the Jackal in the 1999s. So, not everybody knows that.
I feel like we could have, I don't know, I have two that I think would be good for different reasons. It's tough. It was tough for me to think, but I would say Joe Hendry just to see what that matchup would
Ooh.
and not only that, just Joe talked about prophesizing that he would have a one-on-one match with Cena, and it didn't come to be, but he like said that a year ago or something. So just to see that for Joe Hendry and everything, and just see how the match would play out, I think just be a very like fun match. But I think better just to I would want him to like face, I don't know, just an older giant like Andre, Yokozuna, or Vader, just because just that. I think that's my favorite.
Samoa Joe.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh,
Who?
That's probably the one.
Who?
I was sitting there thinking of AEW guys. Eddie said Samoa Joe. I was sitting there thinking of AEW guys, and it's like, which I know there's one that I'm just like missing. He didn't face him, right? He never faced Cena.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Who?
Samoa Joe.
Cena and Samoa Joe 1-on-1.
Well, they competed in like a Survivor Series match, but yeah, like not how you're talking, like one-on-one.
I know I said a whole bunch of names just now, but I think now that Eddie said that, Samoa Joe is probably my pick over, because that's something I want to see. I was just trying to think of. That's why it took me forever to think, but that's the one.
Yeah, because you wouldn't believe this, but this picture right here, that's Don Callis managing Edge in 1999 in WWE.
I never knew that.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Dude, I can't get wrestling out of my head. I know it all. And my fun fact earlier about the rivalries was there's only one person I can remember to date that Cena has lost to and never got that one-on-one redemption win, and that was Solo Sikoa.
Yep.
Cena never came back and avenged himself and got that one-on-one win, which I wish they would have done during this tour. But yeah, that's a fun fact about all of his rivalries. Only so
if Gunther wins, man, then that's two.
But that's a crazy
2012 match, Brock Lesnar. Besides the 2012 Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, but he came back and eventually beat Brock.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the only time he ever beat Brock.
So Solo Sikoa is actually Solo Sikoa is on an elite list of people that can say, I went one-on-one with Cena and beat him, and he never came back and beat me again.
I remember beating
so that's really
during that match because Solo beat him for real. Like, he was just sitting there spiking him away. I'm like,
stop the match. What are y'all doing? Like, he's just ending it.
I know. I was like, he's killing him.
What the hell did I just watch? Like, just like what just went down?
It's like watching one of them like foreign torture videos. Please stop. I can't watch it no more. Okay, so the next one is, has John Cena taught you anything in life? Start off with you, Ty. Eddie's a bad apple, so I don't feel like, nah, he's not a bad apple. I like him. But no.
Um,
What do you think, Eddie? Or Ty?
he's taught me many things. I believe. I think I'll name one. Uh,
Yeah, if you want, name like 2 or 3 things he's taught you. And no, hustle, loyalty, and respect is a cop out. That's definitely a cop out.
He taught me to never give up.
I mean, that's a good one too. But I'm just saying, like, you can't use his motto. You can't use the motto as a, but you can use bits of it if you want.
I would say that just having more control of your mind than you think, and just doing your best to be like. I've been thinking about that more as of late recently. Like, of course we all go through things, and we're not always in the best of moods, and grief is a real thing, and things will hit us. But I felt that I practice this as well to like try to process things and I guess get them out of me before they like I build them up and they make me act out of character myself or treat someone how I don't want to treat them
Mm-hmm.
or anything. And I'm not always successful at that, but I do try to do that to where it's where my problems are my problems and I have to deal with them. And unless I'm, let's say, a friend's helping me and I'm venting to them. But anyway, uh just that, because anybody who says they've met him, I've never met him, but who says he's met him, and everything he's portrayed like is just nothing but good, and he's the light of the room he walks in, and it's like even if he was going through something terrible, or he was exhausted or all, like you'd never know it.
And obviously he was at
Yeah,
times.
true, like everybody, but I just think,
You can't tell me all that is all everything he does in a year or everything he's done over time. You can't tell me there's not been days where it's
I
like,
agree.
I wish I could just go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
But
I
he
was gonna
persevered.
say, his interview with Chris Van Vliet, he revealed that someone in the locker room had a short interaction with him that wasn't the
Hmm.
best,
Mm-hmm.
but after they got to be around him more, they kind of had a conversation about it,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or not,
I
but
did, yeah. Because I remember he said something like,
uh,
"Thank you for being honest with me and open enough to bring that to me, and
right,
I can
yeah,
work on it." And I apologize.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
cool.
I think, but what he's like matured into now seems like he's just very, appreciative of life. And of course, he's probably learned from, and I'm not saying he still doesn't have those type of days, but I'd say that's what he's
Absolutely.
taught me the most is at least do your best to, just
treat people.
Do your best to do your best.
like just be the light in the room if you can, and help people out if you can, and just don't be you don't have to like just project your feelings that aren't good on everybody in the room, like just sitting there just
Right.
a certain way or not talking to nobody, like you just, I say that's the biggest thing he's probably taught me.
So, in a so to wrap that up in a ball, what would be the answer? He's taught you to try your best to try your best.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Art.
I like that. That's a good. That's a really good answer, honestly. What about you, Eddie? We know now. Eddie Wade is not the. If you've seen a TSW show, Eddie Wade is not a good guy to some people.
Listen,
To me, it doesn't matter the wrestler he is. It doesn't matter what he does. It's the fact that he gets stuff done and that he does it his way, and I respect that, Eddie. But if you were to say you were a villain in wrestling, what would you say that this hero has taught you? What something he's taught you? Something or a few things? What is it?
I would say not as just a villain or a bad guy, or even on days that I'm feeling nicer. I would say that something that Cena taught me that I think needs to go out into the world is that at any given moment, you can switch. Think about this Elimination Chamber 2025. Nobody, nobody thought that was
Mm.
happening.
They're not even me, especially not me.
And I think you could even take that a step further and say even the kindest people you know could have moments in their life where they aren't themselves or are being kind of a I don't know, just
I think
being negative.
everybody has a closet, and there are a lot of people, they have, just they hide them, or some have more skeletons than others, but I think everybody has their own version of their skeletons. Yeah.
Right. And I think that kind of shows that even if for 20 years you can go hustle, loyalty, and respect, all it takes is the right set of circumstances, and you'll change up on that, and or somebody will change up on that. Just I think it's a good thing it's a good lesson
Yeah.
to know that
Yeah.
you can't to always be aware
So
and to
you're saying,
always know
sorry.
that people change for good,
So you
for
would say,
better, for worse.
as a wrestler, you would say that he's taught you that things can change on a dime.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, that could also play into it, but I'm more so talking about on a day-to-day level. Like,
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
say you have a coworker who's normally all bubbly, having a good time all the time, being obnoxious, but not really bothering anybody, and then all it takes is the wrong person either in their ear or the wrong set of circumstances
Mhm.
happening in life, and they could become a toxic person to be
Or
around.
bitter.
And I think,
We all have our
and then
Joker story.
it could also be the inverse too, though.
Hmm.
A set of circumstances could change the way people see things,
Hmm.
and but yeah, that's pretty much that's in a nutshell. I would say Cena with the 2025 heel turn uh, taught a lesson to me that you can never really trust everything you
The good
see
and bad is
until
in all
you.
of us. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, but I mean, yeah, like you get. I think the you guys get what I'm
Yeah.
saying, though.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely, yeah. Uh, I guess for a quick answer for me, uh, he's obviously made me believe in never give up. He has, and even times like when I was getting me and my dog was getting our apartment here 2 years ago, and I just never thought was going to happen. I kept saying one day, don't give up. Uh, Cena instilled that in me, and to be honest, I think, I'm naturally uh, a good person, but I think Cena, growing up watching him and having the POS dad that I did, I think Cena made me be like, that's what I want to be like. Not famous and rich and all that, but but I want to be able to have that confidence. I want to be able to know like it's okay to lose but not give up. So Cena really, and I think he withstood the good-hearted values that I have today. Watching that hero my entire life made me be like, I might not be able to be the hero, but I would do stuff and tell people like, hey, my hero is this guy, and I would like to think that action would make him proud. So Cena made me want to do better, and be a better person and do as much good as I can. And I still try to do that every day because of John Cena. He's also taught me that it's okay to fail. He's taught me that just because something bad's happening, there's a lesson to learn from it.
Mhm.
And one thing over the years I've done because of him is there's been people I've cut out of my life, but it's not because I hate them or because I wanted to. It's because I knew I had to make that decision. And Cena kind of made me understand, like, Even if you're going to get in trouble, don't lie. Tell the truth. Be an honest man. And Cena really just made me try to lead my life down a more positive way. And to me, that's what Cena's taught me. Never give up. Don't be afraid to fail. Keep trying, and try to learn a lesson from everything. And I'm not the best. I flip out at times and everything. I do. I got a mouth. But there have been so many times I've come here and sit on the couch and listen to music and just thought about the situation and was like, I should have dealt with that differently. I shouldn't have done these things. And a lot of that's because he has literally withstood that part in my mind. We all have a conscience, but he's like built this place in my mind where I can sit down one-on-one with myself and think something through, and I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. That's what I take most from Cena, is not giving up and learning from everything I do or have done. So even if I go to work tomorrow and I cuss somebody out, over the weekend I'll think about it and be like, I should have just kept my mouth shut and not said anything. I should have told a boss or somebody. That's what he's done. He's gave me that almost a second brain to think about how to do things and how I should do them from this point on and how I should have done them differently. So that's what Cena's taught me. He's basically taught me to be a better person, and that is because he's my hero. The next question I got for y'all is, in a quick summons, what's your favorite Cena match? What's yours, Eddie?
Money in the Bank 2011.
Good match. Good promos, good everything from it.
The promos before it, everything that came after, you can culminate it right there in that match.
Which, fun fact, I believe that was the last time he came out to a WWE match to This Fire Burns.
Yep.
Because after that, he came out to Cold Personality. I told you I'm a wrestling encyclopedia. I'm a nerd, but I love it. What about you, Ty? Oh, shit. I forgot. Another fun fact about his rivalry against Orton that we agreed on. The first time they ever met one-on-one on TV or pay-per-view or anything was SummerSlam 2004.
Really? That was a
Yep. That's when Randy Orton was backstage saying, tonight I'm going to beat Chris Benoit. And Cena came back and was like, you just introduced me, bro. You just said I'm the most handsome, talented, most famous guy in WWE.
Oh, no.
That's when Cena was still going for U.S. titles, but that's the first time they met on actual camera like that. So,
the Chris Benoit friggin' SummerSlam when Randy won. But anyway, you gotta go. The Rock versus Cena won, the once in a lifetime match. It's like it had it all. It's like you had the two top of the industry who defined superstar, and just what Rock did in and out of WWE, coming back to face Cena. The hype was just always there behind it, and just building up for that year build up. And as it got closer and closer, the feud got deeper and deeper. And yeah, I think that match itself, what it played out, is like really good, and it lived up to the hype. It just that entire match, they were on their feet, or not on their, but going back and forth, seeing who was gonna win, and just the false finishes that almost came close. Like I still rewatch that match, and then you have just great moments like both of them having the musical entrances as they should, and I just think it was the match itself had a lot of hype behind it, and the hype and the match lived up to it.
My favorite would have to be John Cena and Randy Orton at Bragging Rights 2009 in an Iron Man match. It was like a no DQ, anything goes Iron Man match for about an hour. And it was, at that point in time, I was like, other than Rock and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17, which was like the first real WrestleMania or main event that I fell in love with, that one right there, I was like, oh my God, nothing is topping this. This match went on for an hour. They went they pulled no brakes on it, and it was like literally at the last 4 seconds, Orton tapped out and Cena won, and it was just like that match right there, bragging rights 2009. God dang, the opening for the match, like the video for the match was movie quality scene. The match itself was like, oh my god, I don't want this to end. And yeah, that was just my favorite match. And it's funny that because that's my that was my favorite Cena rivalry too.
My honorable mention is honestly, like, to be honest, like, I've seen a lot of great Cena matches, but the one that I really was thinking about that wasn't my choice was that AJ Styles match. I was just like, I enjoy watching that, and as I watch it, like,
Yeah,
I could see it
yeah.
aging maybe as my favorite. It depends on the time I spend with it, but I'm just sitting there like, this match
Mm-hmm.
to me just because yeah, I just watching it.
Mm-hmm. I'll make that an honorable mention for me
In the
too, just
moment,
because that's a match I can watch like 5 times in a row and never get
I
bored
was
of.
just in the moment.
I was gonna, if you hadn't brought that match up for the honorable mention, I was also gonna bring it
Yeah,
up.
and in that match, I'm just sitting there thinking, this is one of my favorite, like, just seeing it matches, period. And just like, I just enjoy watching it. I know I'm gonna watch it over and over. That's why I think it has a lot of rewatchability. Anyway, you can go on. But yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So I said that mine was Orton and them bragging rights. He said Punk at the Money in the Bank 12, and you said
The
what, Ty?
and,
The Rock.
and,
God dang, them are all good matches
yep.
too.
I think he
So
lost. Your guys is he won. Wait, who? No, he lost with Eddie too, but he won with yours,
did he?
right?
Who did?
Cena. He lost both of our matches, but he won your favorite.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But we have. So before we get to our last comment / question thing, our last real question of this, and I'm surprised y'all didn't see this one coming. And we'll start off with you, Ty. Who do you think should induct John Cena into the WWE Hall of Fame when that time comes? No wrong answers.
Uh, uh,
Go ahead and give a good answer so I can steal it and use it.
That's what you would.
I'm really trying to think here. I'm really not gonna lie.
I just love spinning this. I love spinning this.
I think Cena's so big that spot. I think The Rock. Like, I just think that,
Inducting him?
yeah. I just think the relationship they've developed over the years, and as far as who The Rock is, and uh, I think he'd kill it in that position, and just like I said, who he is, and the fact, uh, he was part of this final run with him. I'm thinking of a big enough. This is kind of a out of left field one, but I'll save this as an honorable mention. Like, first thing that came to my head before even The Rock, I was like, who would be unique that wouldn't just be so, I guess, obvious, or just wouldn't, or but would do a good job and knows him well enough. I was gonna say Stu, the camera guy. Would be interesting just seeing him there, just talking about him, like, oh, never heard Stu talk. Barely even, some people probably barely even seen Stu, and but I thought that'd be.
Stu would probably be the one recording it.
But I think, yeah, I don't know, just something. I feel like it would have to be someone on that level who could probably, is on a Mount Rushmore maybe, or I don't know. It doesn't have to be, but I think The Rock, yeah. Anyway.
I think I'm going the complete opposite route, and I'm gonna go
What's
with
that?
Michael Cole, the man who's called his matches for all
Yes.
these
That's
years.
so weird. I'm sticking with
You know, my answer was gonna be Randy Orton, but I'm gonna go with Michael Cole too, just because Eddie's smarter
Oh,
than I
riding
am.
my coattails some more.
Hey,
Okay.
I just admitted you're smarter than me, so
that
please accept that with a grain of salt.
That's a good
But
answer, Eddie. But I think the only reason I didn't say Randy
I'll
because
pick a
Randy
different
did
one.
cross my mind is just I don't know. I see I literally just watched yesterday part of Randy and Cody's interview on Cody's podcast and everything, and Randy said he wanted John to induct him because he think he'd kill it and he'd be the perfect choice if he were to be inducted. So that's the reason I didn't say Randy, but that's a good one, Michael Cole. But I'm gonna stick with The Rock.
Michael Cole is like my new one now that I hear of it. But I will say, if I'm going to be different from the pack, I would say either Randy Orton or it'd be kind of cool to see Stone Cold induct him. You don't expect it, but that glass breaks and it's like, the reason I'm here to induct Stone Cold tonight is because, or the reason I'm here to induct John Cena tonight is because I know what it means to be the face of the company and hold it on your shoulders. And this guy's done it like, times 100. So I think that would be a really good one, Stone Cold, to say from one workhorse and company carrier to the other. But I'd say legend wise, Stone Cold, rivalry, feud, friend wise, Orton, and Michael Cole for the exact reasons why. Oh my God, yeah, that'd be a really good one. Michael Cole's a good answer.
I think Rock would be funny because I believe that remember the Marine movie shot he took at Cena at the Hall of Fame? I think Rock was inducting his dad, and I think it'd be funny full circle, like, oh, now Rock is inducting Cena himself.
Twist: what if all the biggest legends and stuff that are still alive today came out as one pact and inducted him, walked off the stage into their chairs, and then said, "It's yours."
One guy, yeah. Or
I mean, too bad we don't have Hogan around, but could you just imagine, like, on stage, there's like a Shawn Michaels, a Triple H, a Roman Reigns.
If it was Edge and he was still with AEW, I just think that'd make it even bigger and it just make it even more great if he was like.
What about Paul Heyman? Ooh. The reason I say Paul Heyman is because Paul Heyman is so good on the mic and so good at selling a story.
On him. You forget that twice.
Do what?
Paul Heyman sick the beast on John Cena twice in 2 different matches.
I know, but dude, if you gave Paul
him showing
Heyman,
up for that one match was pure hate. He done that out of pure hate to that introduction for WrestlePalooza.
I'm just gonna say, you give Heyman a pad and a pen and say, "Hey, we want you to induct Cena in. Write something. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be sincere." And if we watched anything, how Paul Heyman talks about Roman Reigns and stuff, yeah. If you get like Tribal Chief Heyman in Cena's corner and induct him, dude, to see Heyman come out here and tell you about Cena and everything before he inducting him, you're gonna be like, wow, Heyman just killed it. And no one's better with the words than him. So yeah, I mean, there's so many of them. So before we, so now the last, and this one should be pretty simple. Any last comments before it's over? What about you? Who wants to go? Eddie or Ty? I'll let you pick it. Come on. Who wants to go first?
John Cena will tap out to Gunther at Saturday Night's main event.
Wow.
That is my
piece.
Thank you for the childhood, but
wow,
it's over.
Such a bad way to go out, but I guess that's who he is. What about you, Ty?
Will live on. I can't positively say he'll beat Gunther. I don't know which way I want to go. I'm kind of like I'd rather just see Cena win.
He has to.
Either way, I appreciate you, Cena, just being there. Thank you, Cena. Like Eddie said, for our childhoods and just putting your body on the line for years to come, just to entertain and also taking a lot of shots. I think when I became a part of me became, I didn't always like Cena. I think when I became, probably a Cena or whatever, I would be one of the Cena sucks guys, and it would go back and forth depending on his feud. In certain feuds, I would be that way. But I hope he I hope he like gets the rest he deserves, or I well, let me say the freedom of opportunity to do what he wants after this.
That's a good way to
Yeah,
word it. Yeah, freedom
he's
of opportunity.
he's given he's given so much to the business that he's and I think I can't remember which one he was talking about, but which podcast it was, either his final farewell podcast or the Chris one, but
Hmm.
or the interview, he was just saying how he wants to experience life because there's some places he's
Yeah, he
been
said he'd been to Tokyo but never got to experience it and
in
stuff like that.
hotel
Yeah.
rooms, and so he wants to just experience things that he's just never had a chance to because he's worked for the business and he's put everything into it, and his passion is just burned for so long that he just wants it. So I wish that he that he indulges in all of whatever freedoms of opportunity uh, prevents presents themselves. Yes, whatever.
Well,
Very kind, Deshaun.
I guess the only thing, like, I mean, I don't know. I thought about this question a lot myself. You guys didn't know it was going to be on here, but I did, and I still didn't know what to say. But I guess my like being my hero and stuff. I guess I'd have to say like, thank you for being that hero. Thank you for giving me a awesome adulthood and childhood. Um, and that I love you. If Cena ever saw this, I hope he takes that away from it. I love you, man. I hope one day to meet the guy. I really do, because out of two people that I die to see, he's one of them. And I don't know. I really think if I met him, and people have called me crazy for saying this, if I ever meet him, I'm going to instantly cry, because it's not every day you get to meet a superhero or real life superhero, and that's what he is to me. He's a real life superhero. And one thing that makes me respect him the most is the Make a Wish stuff. He's done like I think close to 700 wishes over the years, and that's what a hero is to me. Not to sound mean here, but it is what it is. But children on their last days out, and the last thing they want is to meet the guy. That has to have some heroic aura to it. You don't just wake up and say, I want to meet, I want to go meet this guy. I want to meet that guy. Like, no, it's one of them things where um, he's become a real life hero, and that's what he is to me. But our first episode in January, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a sit down, let it all out interview. Tyreek, I want Tyreek to moderate it. Come up with the questions. You and me, one on one on the screen. And I want it to be an episode where TSW fans see it, RPD fans see it, hell, even the homeless guy on the street sees it. I want people to see this, and we'll get it all out then. We'll get it all out then. That sound fair?
You know what? I'll agree to your little terms.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
I believe that RPD fans, we have the mediation of Joey and Eddie Wade happening more than likely the first Wednesday of the year. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll do it the first episode of the month. Tyreek, you are going to be the one asking questions, so you better write them down and get some good ones. Because so with that all being out of the way, with all this being out of the way, the questions and the facts and everything, now we move on to the quicker part of our episode here. Now we will be predicting for the Saturday night main event, John Cena last match here on December 13th. Which, fun fact, that's my grandma's birthday. So, yeah, if it's gonna be for the RPD title. Tyreek holds it. Him and Austin both took the gold from us this past month in our
I
first
want you to
ever.
know, every one of you to know, that these contracts were signed before I fired Joey, and the fact that you cost me my ring will not go unchecked.
You know, this
If
is
you
not
check the
the
scorecards, I was leading.
This was not the expression I thought you were gonna have. I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey, for one last time with my guy."
Could have been.
But no,
Could have been.
could have
But
been, should have been.
but you lost the title for your team, Joey. So like you lost it, or I guess you both. I don't know. Maybe it's a
I don't know. I
sign.
thought we did pretty good. I thought we did pretty good till the end.
Right, we in the predictions.
So, okay, now I have to take his title.
Hey, I believe you can do it too. As much as we may not be together anymore, I'm not saying I'm against you, Eddie. I still believe that you're a good wrestler and a competitor and you can get what you want. I'm not going to shame you or put you down. I'm not going to be one of those, which in 2026, I will be transitioning. I will be becoming a TSW interviewer from time to time.
You mean to tell they found use for you?
I found use for me.
Oh,
My wrestling journey's not over just because of you, Edward. It's my, let's say this, my wrestling career right now is because of you. You picked me out of the bunch. But just because you dumped me doesn't mean I'm going to sit around and mope and cry and give up. I'm going to find my niche. I'm going to find my role. And start in 2026, I will be interviewing people just like you. So you might want to play a little nice. I will also be calling matches from time to time when it calls, maybe do a few ring introductions. Who knows where it goes? But at this point in time, I will be being an interviewer. I will be putting my best into it. And that does mean I will not be slamming people like John Savage does. Savage can slam the Brotherhood and Eddie. I won't slam them. I will give credit where credit's due. But I want my credit too.
We only take cash. But
I'll Venmo you.
man. Oh my God.
You got Cash App, John? All right. So, Ty, do you have the match card up or are you getting it?
yeah, let me get it real quick.
That sounds good. And I can't wait for that interview here in a couple of weeks because me and Eddie's gonna let everything out. Right now things are getting a little heated, and I want to enjoy this Cena episode. So please don't be a buzzkill, Edward. But yeah, here in a couple of weeks we'll get it out, and I feel like Tyreek is the best guy to moderate this. Tyreek's gonna come in with them hard hitting questions.
Yes, but
I have a sneaking suspicion that these questions are going to be intended to incriminate me or to portray me in bad ways or slander me, but nonetheless,
we'll
I'll
see.
be there. I'll be there.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks, buddy.
Okay, so Saturday night's main event, Cena's final run, his final go, his final show, his final dates. But he's making it about the younger talent. He wants to give back to the next generation, so we have hell of a card. So
Something actually respectable. I can respect that.
the tag team
I know.
champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. I have to see if they're on the line. Are they on the line against?
Don't believe so. I don't believe there's any title matches on this card.
Okay. Against very lucky Javon Evans and Leon Slater.
Isn't Leon Slater from TNA?
Yes. Well, what a match! Like this match is like, I have been keeping up with NXT a little bit more as of late because of Javon and Leon Slater, and I'm just like, I knew Javon would be on there in some capacity, but this match is gonna be it's almost gonna look like it's an ultimate high flyer match.
It's gonna be a good one.
So I'm gonna start with Joey. Who do you think's gonna take away the dub?
I think it's gonna be Team AJ, and I think it's gonna be because this isn't a match for the other team to win and rise above. I think it's more of a, hey, you're lucky to be on the last Cena match card, and this is a way to,
show who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So AJ and Dragon Lee. Now, if titles do go on the line, definitely AJ and them. If the titles aren't on the line, I still have to say AJ and them. So regardless, title or no title, I say AJ and Lee.
Okay. I will actually go next. I agree with you. I think in the end, I just see, sometimes you just aren't there yet with certain rookies or whatever, where it's like Javon and them can get there to where they can beat someone like an AJ Styles, but I just and Dragon Lee, but even though Dragon Lee is still kind of finding his way as well, he's been on the main roster longer. He's been in there with
Work rate has never been a question for Dragon Lee. It's been a more so of what are we gonna do with Dragon Lee type of
yes,
thing
yeah,
from my perspective.
better way of putting it. And because of that reason, I think like AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are going to take away the win. And I can't remember who says this because I feel like I hear this from maybe it's multiple people, but they talk about going over and getting over. It's like Javon and Leon Slater will get over in this match. I just having them in there, I think they'll do it on themselves. They'll do it themselves. They'll naturally just being who they are and getting a shot, just a shot. So, but yeah, those are my
The
words.
fact that Leon Slater, I think, is the only TNA active talent on the card too. I wonder if that's because Cena sees something in him.
And
I can see it
anyway,
either being Cena or them thinking that. I would think I'd also have to go with AJ Lee in this situation.
Oh, that's a good tag team name. AJ Lee stole it.
all right. So I believe we also have Bailey versus Sol Ruka in a singles match. So let's start with Eddie Wade. Who do you got in this match?
I think I have Sol Ruka. As much as I love Bailey, I think they're gonna. I think Sol Ruka. I think that's the way they're going. I think that's the way it'll go.
I'm gonna go with Sol Ruka too, just because if there's gonna be one match on the card where the top talent don't win, I think that would be it. Oh my god, ain't she the one that does like the flip RKO?
Yeah. It's
Dude, if Randy Orton's back hurts
I
after all
just
these,
what's that called? I literally just thought of it. It slipped my
I
mind.
can't.
Soul Snatcher.
Yes, I was like, you just said it. You guys would have
If
said her
Randy
name.
Orton's back hurts all these years later after doing a simple RKO, just think how bad her back's gonna hurt later down the road.
Yeah,
But I
for
think
real.
Sol Ruka for me. So
That's something to
Sol
think
is for me
about.
and Eddie. What about you, Ty? Who do you think?
I mean, that's a cool.
I mean, at this point, Bailey is like a Hall of Fame talent almost, so she don't really need the win,
But I just
and
the
it
thing,
is like the right thing to do to
yeah. Ooh, this is tough. I think I am gonna go with Bailey though. Like I just think same with the tag match. This will be another scenario where the Bailey is just too much of a vet and just knows too much, and she is it is one on one, and so I just think that her being one of the original four horsewomen and everything she's done and former world champion, and I just think there's still a lot to learn for Soul, and she's just maybe not there yet. So I'm gonna go with Bailey.
All right. So Sol, and Bailey.
1 second, I keep losing this damn page.
Even though we ain't together no more, Eddie, I still miss doing the show with you guys.
I
Okay.
love being in front of a camera. That's
Me
not the
too.
issue.
Me too. I like it too. I
Then
like
take your
it.
mask off.
Oh.
Take
If
Mm.
you love the camera so much, let the camera love you back.
the camera does love me.
I don't know. You might take that mask off and go, "Oh my god!"
Anyway,
You
speaking
better
of
not. You better not show up the 13th, Joey. That's all I've got to say to you. You better not show up.
I'ma
yeah,
try.
yeah, Joey Yeah, I don't know if you could say it because if you take off your hat, you're gonna blind everybody who watches it. You're gonna be like, ah, just.
I know. Let's see. Hey, you can see a glare off that light over there.
If you both take it off, you both might blind the world. Like you're just gonna like LGD camera. Ah.
I can't wait for January 7th because that's when this is gonna happen, and me and A's gonna get it all out.
Out of a four-match card
Only
is
four? I thought there was 5 or 6 matches.
nah. We
I hate this WWE format now where it's like, hey, spend more and get less.
I don't like the format. Listen, the ones they do four matches is usually because there's of course the I don't want to call them the gimmick match, but it's like women's Royal Rumble, men's Royal Rumble, men's Elimination Chamber, women's
Hmm.
Elimination Chamber, men's War Games, women's War Games. That's usually when they have four. But anyway, uh this one I think is fine, only because it's Cena's last night, and I'm sure he's gonna have a whole speech at the end, and so I don't want him cutting it off because it's Saturday night's main event. Anyway, uh, our new NXT champion Oba Femi
Oh, I can't wait for this.
against our undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes.
I
I guess
cannot wait for this one.
I'll start this one. This one is just ugh.
This is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a banger.
It's gonna be a banger. I think some shenanigans can happen, or no, uh, Oba. I think it's Oba. Like I think this because I didn't choose Sol Ruka and I'm Leon and just I think this is the big and I think I told you guys this before. I've seen a comment that said, "Yo, this is a chance to have a remake of the Kevin Owens beating John Cena when Cena was U.S. champ and he was NXT champ at Elimination Chamber." And
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's another good one too for his rivalry and stuff.
because of who Oba is, I just can see him doing it to where he does that pop up and then boom, 1, 2, 3, maybe in the ring. Even though it's Cody Rhodes, like it's tough for me to say that because it's Cody Rhodes. But and I know I said it could happen if somebody gets involved, but honestly, that don't do nothing for Oba if somebody like gets involved. I mean, a pin's a pin still, but I'm just
Hmm.
saying if he were to get the definitive win, like that'd just be crazy. And I think just it would just make him. And I don't know. I know it's a big risk, but I'm choosing Oba. That's just what I want to see. So
Um,
how about Joey? You can go
you
next.
do have to think. You do have to think too that this is more like an expedition card leading up to the Cena main event. So these are like all expedition matches. So like you can't take it for like, oh my god, this guy should have won. Like
Mhm.
now Cena Gunther wise maybe, but the other 3 or 4 matches going on before it that's gonna happen. It's like you can't really take them at WrestleMania main event quality value. It's expedition matches, and I think a lot of guys, one from TNA, some from NXT, and some from WWE, are all getting like the honor and privilege to do this. So you have to think going into this, it's not like a win or lose die situation. It's more of an expedition, you show your stuff type of thing. For
Mhm.
saying that, I do think that oh man, I was gonna say Oba, but now as soon as I don't know, I think Oba he obviously has the muscle and potential to do it. But I think this is where Cody lets him show his talents off, gets that code breaker, and they shake hands and stuff. But I see Cody Rhodes winning. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's more than just the fact that Oba is big. He's just such a spoiler. Like he just fucking just straight up like to me. I was like Ricky Saints is gonna do his best to find another way to beat it. And even last night, I was like I wanted Javon to win so bad. I was watching that match. That was literally the only match I probably watched on NXT. But I was watching that match and I was like Javon about to win or hoping he was about to win. And either way, just Oba just seems like a sport. Like I really don't think if Ricky Saints was going in NXT, I never would have said Ricky Saints was going to beat Cody. But yeah, it's my choice now. I,
Yeah, because to me, honestly, a match that's become like a dream match of mine now is like a WrestleMania dream match is Brock Lesnar and Obafemi.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you were going to put Brock Lesnar out this year. Let's say this was going to be Brock's last Mania. Who can we put in there to put him down? Dude, the biggest monstrous guy you've had on your roster in a while is Obafemi. If you want someone to get that rub from retiring Brock at WrestleMania and putting him in his place and shutting the beast up once and for all, you do it with another beast. You do it with someone like Obafemi.
What's crazy is there's so many beasts that could fill that spot as well. Like, Brock better work with there, but like Brock versus Jacob Fatu, like holy
Could you see
shit.
it? Couldn't you see it being like you said, you don't see him dropping the titles till like 2027? Could you imagine at like a WrestleMania, next year's WrestleMania, if Brock decides to retire?
I think we will.
Could you imagine Femi saying, "I'll put my NXT title on the line against you, something you've never had, but I want you to put your career on the line"? That'd be a hell of a match, I think. But yeah, Cody for me.
What's your pick, Eddie
No.
Wade? Break the tie.
Give me the ruler.
Ah, okay. I like it. I like it. There we go. Like, I
But
don't know.
he's been doing it. He's been having his beef with Drew and all that.
Mhm.
Drew's petty, man.
For
Drew's
him,
petty.
he'd constantly, and like I said, even if he did do that and Oba still won, I'm like, Oba could sit there and this heel
You don't even
turn.
have to interfere Saturday. You could do something to him Friday.
Yeah. That'd be great as well. But just either way, next that Oba's just gonna be I pin Cody Rhodes. Now that he's a heel and everything, it's just yeah. I just like I said, it's not just because I feel like I would have had trouble choosing against Cody. Period. But it's because of who Oba is and his fighting style. I'm just like, damn, I could see him just popping his ass up a few times and then 1, 2, 3 somehow in a great match that went back and forth. But yeah, we shall see.
What if Ricky Saints comes out and cost Oba the match just since their feud? And he is good best friends with Cody Rhodes. So
I mean,
that's also
Something
possible.
to think about.
Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation, as they would say.
yeah, you can make it a wild card. Anyway, let's before we
You
get to
could, you
that,
would.
we have one more match, and
The biggie one.
John Cena's retirement match.
I don't even want to touch on it.
The winner of the last time is now tournaments, the Ring General Gunta, who had beaten LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Javon Evans, I believe, to get to Cena.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds
Yes.
correct.
The greatest of all time, the never seen 17, spending one last match with all of us for the last time, John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just let the room stay in silent and let whoever has a pick, like whoever wants to go first, can go first. I'm still kind of thinking.
Super pick Gunther.
I'm going to challenge Eddie with that. Super pick Cena. So in this match, it's going to be a super versus super.
Wow.
But yeah, I got to go with Cena. I can see him losing and letting Gunther get that. But I think it's big enough for Gunther as it is to have that match. So to me, if he loses it, that's still a win. That's still an honor. I have to believe for all the Cena fans and the people he's a hero to, people like me and all the kids, people who grew up watching him. I think if WWE really wants to give fans what they want, let Cena have this. And my wild card will be that after the match, there will be like a celebration. Fireworks, people coming out, something. But there will be a celebration after the match. Not just him standing up and goodbye, folks. No. I think we're going to get a big moment at the end where he turns around. There's Triple H leading the charge. Maybe Shawn Michaels. And you got NXT, TNA, Hall of Famers. I mean, I think it's gonna have a special stage set up because I think there's gonna be so many people people you ain't seen in a while, never seen before.
Mhm.
I think there's gonna be a huge celebration at the end. That's my
Hmm.
super, my pick, and my wild.
I've gone back and forth, but this will probably also this will also be my super pick.
I hear voices in my head. That's what it looks like.
I'm uh I'm gonna go with Gunter. I
Good
unfortunately
dog.
I think he's just yeah he's gonna. I hope he doesn't make him tap out and give up, but it's like
No, never.
uh
The only like matches like that Cena's actually lost is when he like passed out to like Rusev or something. I think in like 2002 or three or something like that he tapped out to Kurt Angle once. No one remembers that, but Cena's not tapping out. Ty,
uh, I certainly hope no I don't know
you gotta think. You gotta think if you're Cena, no matter how much pain he puts you through, and you know it's your last match, you're not gonna tap.
that that move though.
If
Anyway,
anyone can beat him, it's Cena.
yeah, I
And you
think
gotta think too. Gunther's been kind of unstoppable since he's came to WWE. So
that's what I mean. He's just gonna he's gonna have that forever, man. If he
IC
that's the
champion for
thing.
like the longest time.
Not only that, if he does that, if he makes, he's gonna just every week. I made John Cena tap out, and
Oh God. Oh
one of
God.
the
Don't put that
only
image in our head.
thing to
I mean, that would
do.
make up for all the "you tapped out" chance he was getting after Mania.
Yeah, and I think it just perfectly sets up, at Mania, the Brock versus Cena, the two guys who beat dominated him in the last few matches because everybody of course was confused of why Brock won. It's like it was to because he's Brock Lesnar and it was kind of to establish remind everybody who he was and it's like that like that's the thing. It's like I when that first match out, regardless, I just always sensed that Brock was gonna win that match. But anyway, like just having them built him Brock back up who's rather unstoppable now. That's why I thought he, was for sure going to win that damn War Games match because Brock's just. I don't see Brock losing until somebody like Gunter beats his ass. But
Yeah,
uh, so I think this sets that up. Unfortunately, now am I going to be? This is
that's
this.
a
I
good one.
feel like this is legit. Like at majority of the Cena matches, it's like or not majority, but there's been those few where I'm sitting there like I know I in the match, I'm gonna be cheering for Cena to win. But my wrestling mind can't bring me to I fucking voted for Dom the last one in Survivor Series, but
You're
just to
right.
just to
I was
keep
gonna
my
say
title,
you were
yeah,
right.
just to keep my title. But I'm sitting there
Hey,
cheering
you
for
voted for
Cena.
Dom, but you were still right, bro.
Yeah, and I'm cheering for Cena the whole match. So I know that's
Which
what I'm
I heard,
doing.
I heard, I heard. By the way, the reason they didn't bring the IC title into it and everything was because they didn't want to make it so predictable.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did that.
Well,
Um,
and two, considering Gunther won, nobody wants to see Gunther with the
Mm.
IC title. If
Because he has the greatest reign ever. I don't want he's
yeah,
not
like
gonna take
he
it.
never needs to touch a mid card title again.
which
Legit.
I think that's why too. When Roman was dominating everyone during the Tribal Chief time, or period, I think that's why they didn't have them cross paths because like we're obviously not gonna have Roman lose to the guy, but this guy's going so strong the way we want him to. We're not gonna have him lose
I
either. I
think
think it
they've
was a we're
never
not gonna.
crossed paths. I don't believe, unless it's like a rumble.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
But even
saying.
then,
I
I don't.
think they kept them apart back then, but I'd love to see WrestleMania superhero Roman facing that evil Gunther. Like put that guy down. But yeah, don't worry, Ty. He ain't tapping out. Cena pass out before he taps out.
I would rather that that'd be sad just seeing
You
I
wake up and
think I
oh
would
wow, this is all for me.
because ever since because obviously Gunther just debuted that new move on LA Knight that made him tap out and so I was just like so I was like man if I always kind of thought if Cena went against Gunther he in his last match he might more than likely will lose. And I'm just like, the last visual is we're just gonna be seeing him passed out like this.
No, don't put that in my head.
But
I'm trying to enjoy this, Ty.
hey man, I can't. My heart and my mind are in a match, and unfortunately, my mind is winning.
Well,
Uh,
see, here's the funny thing. When it comes to decision, we have a voting board here, and I know in my heart, if I could have had it my way, we wouldn't have even voted on the Cena match, just out of respect. Just watched it, but it has to happen, and I will not vote against him. Sounds
I
like
I think I'm not even gonna be thinking. I'm partly not even gonna be thinking about that during the match. Like low key, I am just
No, I
thinking,
def
please Cena win. And I'm like, I don't care if it costs me my belt. Like just you could take it. Just like Cena win. Like I just want you to win. But
yeah, like for me, it's crazy because whether he wins or loses, I'm gonna be hoping the whole time like I don't want this to end. I don't want this match to end and to be over.
I think I'm a legit. I'm not gonna be like sitting there pissed off that Gunter won. Like I'm not gonna be
I
like, oh
would.
my God, like, they should have had seen why they do this. But
I mean,
it is.
I would just because he's my hero and stuff. But I have like super picks and stuff invested in this, so I'd be like majorly pissed. But yeah, I don't want to see my hero go out like that. I want to see him win and with his head held high, get celebrated, and that be it. He deserves it.
I don't know, but who knows? Because I was cussing at the TV because like Liv had my fucking head spinning like yes, like help Cena, and then fucking as soon as I seen those eyes, I'm like holy shit, don't, and then
Now, if ever, now here's what we'll do too for
unbelievable.
this. Here's what we'll do too for this special card. If any other matches do get added between now or the night of, we will vote on the fly as soon as we can. If once the bell rings, if we don't have all three votes, it don't count. But any other matches added from this point on, whether it's, we will add it if possible and vote on it. So if there's a match that, oh hey, look, this match is happening and we didn't even know about it, if you guys get the message, hey, urgent, ASAP, vote now. We'll count the vote just because it's a special card. But yeah, wow.
wild card is another TNA talent will be seen at the event.
Are you okay? To be specific, are you saying a current TNA star?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just,
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, current.
well, I was gonna let you phrase it or pick it how you want, but I just wanted to know how we're wording it. So a current TNA talent will.
There's a TNA legend in the crowd. Like this guy's a TNA. I can't be saying that. Nah,
So the way we'll phrase that is we already know Leon Slater is going to be there. So how we'll rephrase it is for your wild is more than one TNA active star will show up.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, more than
Are you
one.
and you're saying are you saying show up just show up or are you saying compete? What?
Will be seen on the
Okay,
show.
gotcha. So TNA talent will be seen on the card.
Yes.
Gotcha. Mine is there will be a Cena celebration after. What about you, Eddie? What's your wild?
I want you to
I
you gotta specify that. How about like the locker room will be empty, like that
Well,
type.
yeah. That's what I
You got-
said. You'll see Hall of Famers and everyone come out. They'll have a special setup, and when
he's gonna have like a speech regardless. Like I don't see him
well,
not.
I'm not saying like him celebrating himself. I'm saying his music will be playing before the credits go out. People, legends, Hall of Famers, everyone will come out and clap and stuff. I think that's gonna
okay,
happen.
yeah, I think yeah, okay. So for my wild, a former Cena opponent will be seen, not counting any on the card.
Okay.
Wait, a
Like
former
AJ
Cena.
Styles, for example, like
Okay,
that don't count because
Mhm.
match.
so a non-advertised Cena rival will appear on the card on the show.
Yeah, or opponent even.
All
They have
right.
to be a full blown rival. Could have been an opponent.
So between tomorrow, I'd like if tomorrow try to do it tomorrow. If you guys could send the group chat me or something the pics as a reminder, I'll get them sent down the line and we'll get them the graphics and stuff
I'll
made.
do that tonight and even send a graphic if Austin responds, but we shall see. If not, he just won't compete, but we'll see.
All right. Well, guys, this has been the John Cena episode. You can call it a farewell episode, a tribute episode, whatever you want to call it. But this is just the John Cena episode. And we've named facts and opinions and questions and everything. And it's been a episode. And if people don't like long episodes, well, this one's special. Suck it up, Buttercup. But we're gonna get back into every other week episodes, getting some interviews in starting in January. And don't forget, we'll probably have it posted the week of or the week after, but you will see me and Eddie one-on-one on the screen on January 7th. And we're not going to sit here and fake this, okay? We're not going to sit here and tell Tyreek what to ask you. That's not how we're going to roll. Tyreek's going to have plenty of time to come up with the hard-hitting questions, and me and Eddie will answer them one-on-one, and we'll air it all out. And I can't wait because I have some questions myself. I have a few things I want to get off my chest. But the 7th is not too far away, guys.
I told you.
In a month, I will see you, Eddie.
Me and Justin tried to tell you. He's airing stuff he always felt. He always felt this way. He always like he's gonna air from a year ago.
As drastically as his tactics may be, it's got him where he is today.
No comment.
Hey, like I said, I'm not gonna hate on you. I'll give you credit where credit's due, man. And you got this. You got it. We'll see if you can carry it.
In the mediation, you want me to take us out, Joey?
Take us home, Ty.
He has been Joey Hudson. He has been Eddie Wade. I forget what champion you are because it's hard to remember who you because you have the map.
Brotherhood.
But I know that I am your prophecy champion, Ty, and we have been RPD, and of course, as always, happy wrestling.